Solo. Cue entrance music. Editing. Alright, here we go. I've had this for like 3 months. I mean, I hardly play, so I don't really have that much time to like build. But when those weekends, those double XP weekends come around, man, do I ever put in work. So, I'll give you a little glimpse of this before we get into actually playing. Oh, you stay there, you jerk. Alright, so this is my little city. As you can see, it's in plain view in one of the most obvious places in Ark, which is Herb Island. But what I do is leave the majority of doors open. Alright, we'll go take a look at some of these. Here, they're playing Jurassic Ark. No cell phones in here, please. And we'll sit down, watch a little movie. The thing is, the psychology behind it, if somebody comes in to raid this, they don't necessarily want to destroy it. I mean, what are they going to get out of it? There's some boxes here. They really want to get into it. Or they could buy a dinosaur at Dino Deals. Yeah, I'd like to show you the mayor's house in a second. People destroyed... No, they didn't. People destroyed some chairs in this one, I think. Like, who would do that? Who would pick on McDonald's like that? As you can see, compost bin in there. Another reason I'm making this video is, besides the tutorial how to play, I would really like to, like, document this. I mean, this won't last forever. We know that. Here's City Hall. Especially because I'm making a video now of it. I'm really proud of City Hall. I haven't quite finished Torque Towers yet. Nor the casino back here. Getting there though. Gonna have a little ID section, come around, there's gonna be some tables, maybe a bar area. See, the thing about building like this, I mean, you could put this on PvE as well. But just have fun with it. Have a vision for what you're building and go through with it. This was actually the longest. Making the roads and stuff like that was actually the longest endeavor I took here. Again, I build on ×2 weekends. I love this. This is the mayor's house. And then another good thing, man, I'm scatterbrained. Another good thing about having everything in the open, I mean, I could very well put stuff in this storage box, or this one, or the one back here, and people will just walk in like, wow, it's a kitchen. Like, no one necessarily wants to destroy this sort of build. Go upstairs, get a little bathroom, and the main bedroom. So what you're going to want to do is, not this. This is exactly the opposite of what you want to do. When you're starting off in Ark, and you're solo, what you need to do is hide. You want to be a ghost. I mean, people could see your name come up when you sign in, or whatever the case is. When you press start, you'll be able to see everyone on the list, but you don't want to be seen. What you want to do is build these tiny little, like, bases everywhere. And so eventually you're going to need pearls. You make a pearl hut. You're going to need cementing paste. You're going to make a cementing paste hut. This is kind of just random. And of course you're going to want an obsidian hut. What I've done here, and the purpose of this whole city, was literally just one vault tucked away. It's all about hiding in Ark if you're playing solo. This was kind of just like, I was bored, decided, you know what? Yeah, I'll show you the back end of this first. You know what? I'll build something just to cover up in the back that I wanted a cooking pot out here on Herb Island because it would be quite easy to get kibble from, because there's no predators. So I built this little town to start. As you can see, this got hit before. I had a farm in here with dodos and whatnot. I had this military base that I think I kept a pterodon in. Somebody got into that. So eventually things do get hit. Battle Stadium. Proud of this one. It's like UFC. This one's under construction. Really got destroyed and I was just like couldn't be bothered to fix it. Get the lighthouse, the docks. This used to be a Walmart. And as you can see, you can put things in plain sight. Huge savings. I used to have quite a few things. I had like benches and stuff here. 2% off. Refurbished. And all this, all these like buildings and stuff like that, were actually just to cover this. In here, I have a vault. I'm not going to show you what's in that vault, but trust me, it's quite impressive. The police station. If you're ever like, if you get to the point you're building jails and stuff like that, I highly recommend this this design. It's 2 by going 2 up, and what you want to do is put a cage in this room here with the door. Well, with the door, and then you want to put a second level with a few items, like you're gonna put your tranks and stuff like that in there, and then you have control of this. If this door is closed, you could open it up, you could knock him out. He can't hit you whatsoever, or she, by the way, and you're able to just control him whatsoever you want to do. Anyways, getting back to how to survive. What we're gonna have to do, oh, here's the church. Oh, somebody destroyed the, I had a thing here, forgot what it's called, but the podium or whatever it is in a church. Alright, let's get back to how to survive. This is the way you want to start, by the way. What you want to do is make these tiny little base. You want one base to start that's just off the beaten path, no one can find it, once again using a 2x2 setup. Literally everything you need to make, say, C4 or anything else along those lines can be built in a 2x2. That being 2 on the bottom, I guess it's 2x1x2, and then 2 up. So here I have 2 of these. These are often used for storage when you're building so small. And of course the smithy, a storage box, and this upper level is what houses my, I forgot what it's called, but it's needed to make C4. And you just put it in a tiny little, like, no one will find this. People have farmed around here. There used to be trees. Luckily enough, I've gotten away with this. You never see it flying over. There's rarely anyone here. Find a place off the beaten path and build yourself a little 2x2. From then on out, the next step is that you want to build 1x1, just little huts around the resources that you'll need, such as pearls and obsidian. Now what I do is I'll just travel to, say, the obsidian one. And bam, I have a pickaxe available there. I can come outside here. For some reason there's a stego there. Just a little hidden place where you could come up, gather the resources I need, being obsidian up here. I'll gather these, go back, place them in the hut. Here, let's die so that I'll respawn in a different hut. Place them into the hut, and then just make one big round afterwards and collect everything I need on, say, I'll do it every, you know, day or two that I'll go collect. Because some of them are quite far, for instance, pearls. So that's the basics. You want to start in a very tiny hut by yourself, very hidden. Then you want to use, I guess, satellite bases is what I would call them. Little things in the middle of nowhere. You bring up some of your supplies. I also bring a pickaxe up here so I could get oil easily. And then you just run out here, you do a lap, This one in particular, you really do just have, you know, 2 minutes, 2-3 minutes before you're gonna die. Don't bother bringing up, you know, fur or any other clothing. You're just gonna come in here and I do a nice little lap around, where you jump in the water and, of course, collect these. By time you're about to die because of the cold, you'll get back to your little base, hidden somewhere in the rocks back there. Go ahead. Birds are getting a feast from me today. So those are, again, the key thing, stay hidden. And then use satellite bases. The downside of having bases like this is you're not really capable of holding tames. Unless you're either gifted cryopods or have some other way of hiding them. Because once you start building, like, people will find you. I used to do a lot of raiding from different bases, or I mean different tribes and whatnot, different times I've played in this game. And, oh, somebody knows where that is. Anyways, you bounce around, thing to thing, hut to hut. And you want to stay hidden, so of course you're not going to have like tames and things like that. The second you start building above those like 4 or 5 spaces, if you're not hidden, again, people will find you. This is just what people do. They go server to server looking for people just to raid. That's what Ark has evolved to, and that's fine. I mean, there's mega tribes out there, there's alpha tribes, there's all sorts of people. There's brothers out there in Nebraska that are just saying right now, like, oh, let's build some C4 and go raid somebody. Just 2 guys. They have enough to go in with C4 and maybe a boat, and they will find you and they will destroy you. Getting back to, I used to do some raiding with different tribes before. I used to do a lot of raiding, to be honest. I'm not a big fan of the alpha tribes because there gets to be too much drama. Anyways, what happens is they'll go in and they'll find what looks like they can get loot out of. So they'll go to certain bases and say, oh, look at this, they have, you know, plant X, or they have turrets, or whatever you have. Trust me, as a solo player, you'll never mount enough, say, heavy turrets or anything to stop people like that. They'll have stegos on them, they'll have, you know, manas or wyverns that will just be able to withstand your defenses. And chances are you'll never get up to the point that you'll have heavies and stuff. Anyways, getting back to this, I used to do a lot of raiding, and I found going into servers, I would attack the ones that looked like they had loot. This does look like it would have loot. As you come in from flying onto Herb Island, which everyone will check, by the way. Don't think you'll be able to duplicate this. That's actually a new boat. That wasn't here before. That's funny. Maybe somebody's exploring my island with me. Anyways, as you fly in, you're going to notice this guy. Obviously, right? And then you're going to notice this. You're going to think there's maybe a turret. Come land here. Realize there's nothing. Look at the town and say, like, holy shit, what is this? Coming into here, looking around, they realize, like, doors are open, that there's really no threat to them. So they're able to walk around, and at this point, like, all the doors are open. Everything that, like, where a spot looks like they would have stuff in it, there's nothing. There's nothing for them to raid. There's no threat. There's no, like, appeal that, yes, there may be something here for me to take. Because it's built in a way that it's, like, it's kind of pretty. There aren't many people, like, there's no one wants to, like, just be a deliberate asshole. Just in life or in this game. No one deliberately wants to say, like, oh, I'm going to destroy this. This guy looks like he spent a long time on it. Like, there's no point of that. People that get up to the level where they're, like, raiding with, like, manas and stuff like that aren't assholes. They're just players that have dedicated a lot of time to this game, made the right connections with, you know, friends or whatever the case is, and now they just enjoy like getting some free loot. They're not purposely trying to go and like hurt people. So don't, if you get raided, don't take it so personally. Rebuild and move on, really. I'm gonna miss this place, by the way. I'm just thinking, like, I've been so lucky so long that, you know, I've had some damage. I've had a few people come by and just like, oh, I wonder what's in this, or, you know, this one did look a little suspicious. Like having 4 walls around and it says like, well, it just says trespassing. I'm pretty sure it should have said no trespassing. It says military and stuff. This was a place that somebody wanted to get into. This, in fact, I figured people would definitely try to get into, so I tried to like just put this metal box to have people not attack this. They're like, they would go to this. But yeah, I mean, they heard the dodos in this. This looks weird. But everything else looks open. So what is the point of, like, this literally says welcome on the door. Family. I think there used to be a bed here, actually. But once again, I built this whole town literally just to hide this originally. Then I figured because I had all this, I mean, a couple weeks went by, all that had happened was, like, this building went down originally. So I figured, you know what? I think I started spending a lot more time here. I think I'm gonna put a storage facility here. Originally, this was a Walmart, had glass windows and stuff. Had these sorts of basics. Then I wanted a storage, so I built a storage here. Then, you know what? I considered like I won Ark. I had this for about a month. I didn't get raided. I did some raiding myself, by the way. I didn't get raided, just was collecting loot, collecting things. Didn't play for about a week. And then I decided, you know what? It's double weekend. I'm going to have some fun. And sure enough, I built this over here. It started off with just the statue. Which, by the way, that was another thing. I guess that was the third thing. Somebody broke into that and broke the hand a bit. But apart from that, I mean, really, they could have taken the whole thing down. Oh, actually, no, come to think about it, there was actually another time, like, this wall got destroyed. Like, somebody, like, C4'd or blew up this wall, not realizing that you can literally just walk into the town. I loved that one. I wonder if there's still damage anywhere. I think I may have came back and fixed it. But either way, I thought that was hilarious. Oh, I'm gonna miss you. So I started building this guy, and then I put this to put tames. But then I realized like most ones that I would use couldn't fit out here. So that's why I put this door over here. I had the idea I should put a city in here because it was a nice space. So I started building the roads. That took forever. That absolutely took forever. And then built this gate and then decided, okay, well, I could hardly have any tames, so I'm gonna make them look like, you know, dino deals, like a store here. It was quite easy to build. I think the movie theater came next, yeah. And then, well, I basically just went side to side. Built the houses. These are a nice touch because these are kind of like my storage boxes and bed and stuff like that. No one really wants to take out a wooden box. You know what my favorite thing is though? Okay, so after building this, I have encountered a few guys. They've come in and they've been huge, like, you know, level 400 mana, yada yada, just like the most insane things you can imagine. They'd come in and then they invite me to a chat, just like more often than not, it's like, what's wrong with you? Why have you built this entire city? And then, you know, we have a laugh, and already we have some like camaraderie. Already we're like friendly, and it's like, I don't know, they end up giving me things I just like have no need for. Like, I'm sure I have a few. Yeah, there, perfect example. So this, I don't know, some crazy guys, they like, they had so much. Well, I went on a ride around the map with them, actually. So they just give me like things like this Velosaur. If you're not familiar with that, they are like a turret that's a dinosaur mixed with like a raptor. So you put them, I think, stationary. So say I'd place one right here, and it spits like way faster than a turret does. Like some sort of quills or something like that shoots off. I haven't built. I like stopped building like maybe a month ago, and really haven't played. I go to my girlfriend's often. But anyways, what I was planning on doing is having like an area back here, which I'll call like a power plant. And then, of course, you have to put like double layers. Oh shoot! I did actually have a generator here. That makes me really upset, so I destroyed that. Oh well. My fault for like leaving the door open. These are double walled, by the way. I don't want to explain how to do that, but it's not that tough. I wonder if somebody broke into that or I just didn't finish building it. Anyways, I wanted to have some generators there and just lines for lamp posts and stuff like that. I really want to build a statue in the middle here instead of just the flag. Oh, and advertisements too. I think I'm gonna put some like billboards around. Advertising sorts of things, like this sort of thing. I also want to put a bunch more Starbucks because they're easy to build. They're my compost bins, so I figure, you know, just like random spots, like the little island straight ahead. Maybe up there, Starbucks, just random Starbucks, because that's a nice little touch. Okay, so I guess getting back to more survival things. Let's go actually to that. So again, you want your main base off the beaten path, but around enough. Like you want like kind of metal within your area. You want trees, of course. You want rocks. Just you know the basics you want. As a solo player, you don't really want to go around in a boat too much. Just people see boats and they'll kind of follow boats and figure out where your base is eventually. Anyway, so you'll have your sets of tools, and that's what you really want to focus on. You want to get some good tools straight off the bat. What's this? I think I built this a long time ago and somebody like discovered it. Yeah, wow. Nobody went into it though. I guess I could use that. Nah. See, this is too uncovered. People flying in from Carno Island could see this. And it's just like, I don't know. It's not worth even being seen. I'm going to destroy this, actually. Because even though it's a few hundred meters away and still completely hidden, people will still see that, and know at least somebody's been in this area. They could assume it's not somebody's real base, but they will fly around, like, with an eye open in order to figure out, like, if anyone's been around here. We just don't need that attention. By the way, I'm kind of skipping, like, the basics of how to, collect and things like that. Really, I think everyone watching this video should know by now. You take like the hatchet to trees, and you take the pick to trees to get thatch, sorry, and wood, of course, with the axe. At least the vegetation. I'm gonna fall asleep from that. Darn. Sorry, guys. Pretty much coming to the end of this video, anyways. Actually, I'll fall asleep and leave it with that. Thanks for watching. I mean, I'm sure I missed a bunch of things that I would have liked to include, but at least you got a few things. So just like stay off the beaten path. Make sure you build small, hide. To add to that, never actually like talk on the global chat. You'll let people know what clan you're in. You'll let people know like that you exist. Really, you want to stay a ghost if you're playing solo. And yeah, if you're going to build in the point that people can see you, make sure that it's very pretty. Don't build a cool like looking base. Don't build anything intimidating. Don't even build turrets. Let people come in and explore, and let it be so nice looking that they just don't want to destroy it. Okay. Well, see you around, guys. If this is successful, I'll probably make another video.